Okay, so this is the unit test from last year. I'm gonna go through it in a couple videos. So the first question says, unless a series of sedimentary rock layers has been overturned, the bottom rock layer is usually the oldest. So recall that sedimentary rocks are deposited in horizontal layers, and the bottom layer is the oldest. The top layer is the youngest, most recent layer. Number 2, an unconformity, which is a buried erosional surface, is represented by the interface, the boundary between which two layers. So unconformities are buried erosional surfaces. They are identified by squiggly lines, not something that is flat like this line. So this is an unconformity. The unconformity is between layer B, this is B, and C. B and C. Number 3, based on the given rock and fossil, which two letters most likely indicate parts of the same layer? So, given the rock and fossil, it looks to be that B and D are the same because B and D have matching rocks and matching fossils. Also, C and F have matching rocks and matching fossils. So the only option is B and D. Number 4, which process was directly involved in the formation of these rock layers? All of these rocks have fossils, and these fossils are in sedimentary rock. So how do sedimentary rocks form? You could go to your reference table if you forgot, since that was back in Unit 2. Sedimentary rocks form from the arrows that lead into them: weathering, erosion, uplift. So your answer would be, sorry, I spoke a little too soon. Weathering, erosion, uplift of sediments. Then you have deposition and burial, compaction and cementation to the sedimentary rock. So sediments become sedimentary rock through compaction and cementation. So if you go through the answers, compaction and cementation is your answer. Number 5, which graph best represents human existence on Earth within all of Earth's history? Earth has been around for about 4.5 billion years. Humans have been around for less than 1 million. So you're looking for the smallest sliver of this graph. Humans have been here for the smallest sliver on any graph that they show you. Number 6, if the original mass of radioactive isotope was 24 grams, how many grams would remain after 3 half-lives? Okay, so after 3 half-lives, you would have 1/8 of the original mass. An easier way of doing this would say, okay, 24 grams is the original mass. How many would remain after 3 half-lives? So 24, and if you recall my last video, I said 24, cut it in half, 12 grams, cut it in half, that's my second half-life, so I'd have 6 grams. After 3 half-lives, I'd have 3 grams. 7, which radioactive isotope takes the greatest amount of time to undergo change, shown on the graph? So, out of all of these, rubidium has the longest half-life. Its half-life is 49 billion years. So I just used my reference table for that one. I knew that rubidium out of the 4 of them were the longest half-life. Number 8, according to the graph, what's the total, sorry, I gotta move it up. According to the graph, what's the total percentage of radioactive element A present after 3 half-lives? So here's radioactive element A after 3 half-lives. It meets right here. You don't need a graph to do this. You could say, okay, 100% would be the total to start. After 1 half-life, it would be 50. After 2, it'd be 25. After 3, it would be 12.5%. If you see, this is 25 right here. So half of 25 is about 12.5%. Number 9, according to the current knowledge of New York State fossils, during which geologic time period were these footprints made? So this is a picture of coelophysis footprints. So coelophysis is an index fossil. Index fossils are considered index fossils because they only live during one geologic period. So coelophysis only lived during one geologic period. He was a dinosaur, but there's a bunch of other dinosaurs out there like Stegosaurus, Tyrannosaurus Rex, any of those, but he is only going to have lived in the Triassic period. So those footprints from coelophysis were made during the Triassic. Number 10, which statement is best supported by the fossil record? So most early life forms that left fossil remains still exist today is not correct. Most things have died off. Fossils are found in nearly all rocks. That's not true. Igneous and metamorphic rocks don't really have fossils. Fossils are found only in areas where they were once underwater. That's not true. Not all animals have lived underwater. That's true in New York State, but not here, just because New York State has Paleozoic bedrock. Most early life forms that left fossil remains are now extinct. Most things on this planet have gone extinct. Number 11. Which rock unit is the youngest in age? So I'm picking A because A is not metamorphized by B. If A was metamorphized by B, that would mean B came after A. Number 12. Which geologic event is inferred to have occurred most recently? So out of all these, you have to kind of figure out which one happened most recently. Initial opening of the Atlantic Ocean. So that would be right here. Initial opening of the Atlantic Ocean is Jurassic. Formation of Queenston Delta. Queenston Delta. That one I can never find for some reason. Queenston Delta. Here it is. I'm like looking right at it too. Queenston Delta, followed over, that's Ordovician. So I know that's not it because that's older than this Atlantic Ocean forming. Letter C, collision between North America and Africa. Collision of North America and Africa. Right here. So that's still older than the Jurassic, so that's not the answer. Metamorphism of bedrock on the Hudson Highlands. Hudson Highlands. Hudson Highlands. It's not up here, so... mean, I could look at the date. Oh, here it is. Okay, Hudson Highlands. So you can see how long it takes to find some of these things. So you just got to be patient. Hudson Highlands is old. It's in the yellow part of your reference table. So it's definitely older than Jurassic. So I circled A. Okay, last question in this segment. What is the amount of carbon-14 remaining after 28,500 years? So 28,500 years. How many half-lives is that for carbon-14? So I would take 28,500 and divide it by 5,700. That's 5 half-lives for carbon. What amount of carbon-14 is remaining? So it's in fraction form. So after 1 half-life, it would be 1/2. 2 half-lives, it would be 1/4. 3 half-lives, it would be 1/8. 4 half-lives, it would be 1/16. 5 half-lives, it would be 1/32. So your answer would be A. Okay. This concludes questions 1 through 13 for the unit test.